Hello my friends, welcome back. My name is Jack, I am a snack and I smile back. We are back with some more fun stories as always. Emily is here. Emily, say hello.
Hello.
Emily's chosen 90% of these stories today, so enjoy a constant barrage of men who just suck. It's great. From Off My Chest, we learn about a husband who went to work as usual, but his boss called and asked him to come in even though he always has Thursdays off. This is news to the OP. What has the husband been doing every Thursday? My husband's boss just called me because he couldn't reach my husband and told me, I know he took off, but can you please ask him to come in? He kissed me goodbye on his way to work 8 hours ago, and I can't reach him either. He was dressed for work when he left today. I packed him his lunch, told him to have a great day at work. He said thanks and left. I have no idea where he is. Why, he said he was going to work if he wasn't. I can't reach him. His phone goes straight to voicemail. I don't know why he would take the day off. According to the boss, he's been taking every Thursday off. His exact words were, I know Thursdays are your husband's day off, and not tell me. So, that is just a short one, but what do you think it might be, Emily? What reason?
I would love to say something super obscure, like LARPing.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
And he didn't want to tell his wife. He just wanted like one day to himself to dress up as an elf.
So you think it's something he'd be like just really ashamed of?
Maybe, like wishful thinking, obviously.
Yep. Well, I have to let you know. You are correct! Ding,
Wow!
ding, ding! Yay!
What do I
win? You win a thumb of approval. It's all I can afford, okay? No, it's not going in there. No. See, it's funny because they don't know what you did, but I'm making it immediately sound like it's got to do with thumbing up your bum. It isn't, but let's just pretend it is for the sake of that weird context. So the update! This is a short thing. He goes to visit his brother every Thursday in a state penitentiary. He was ashamed to tell me he was in there. So yeah, that's a little revelation there, but I do like how it was just, just dripping with that slight suspicion of unfaithfulness because it is prominent on the internet. Anyway, straight on to the other stories.
I love this one.
Yes,
So much.
yes. So
It's like, it's not even that interesting. Like it is, but it isn't. It's just funny because this guy's like, oh, she needs to go and buy me milk at like 10 p.m. I need it right now.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for sometimes interrupting my girlfriend's skincare routine? Oh, wow. To get milk at 10 p.m.
Or just like maybe not milk specifically, but ask her to do errands for him late at night.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm curious to
Yeah.
know why he can't do them himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, 29 male, and girlfriend who's 28 have been together for a little over a year. As some background, I'm generally laid back, and she can be a bit type A. Sometimes we clash because of that.
Or are you just lazy?
No, it's because she has a condition. Therefore, I'm allowed to justify her having problems with me as not being my own issue. She has an overly complicated skincare routine that she does every night. Well, I bet you $10 is just like a cleanser, a toner, or like, it's just like
Yeah.
4 things.
Yeah, look at the next sentence.
It's seriously 5 or more. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. 5 or more. That is a bit like, okay, that's quite a bit.
I mean, 5 steps seems pretty normal.
Yeah, I'd say or more though. I have to wonder what other stuff it is.
It's self-care time. She's taking that time for herself.
I kinda knew about this before I moved in with her, but it was never a big deal because we were only spending the night with each other about once a week, so I didn't realize exactly how serious she is about it. Basically, she doesn't want to do anything after her routine. She doesn't want to leave the house or be intimate after she's done because she doesn't want to sweat or expose her skin unnecessarily after she's applied some kind of chemical. I don't know exactly what. I didn't understand this part.
This guy definitely uses a 5-in-1 shower, shampoo, cleanser, body wash.
Okay, but real talk, are they actually effective? Like, is it just genuinely a case where it actually works and we just hate the fact that us guys have this option out there? Because, like,
I don't know, have you
surely,
used one?
surely if it is still a thing these days, it clearly is working. I mean, I don't know, it's just... How do you shampoo and conditioner at the same time? They literally do 2 separate things.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, just marketing the shit product to the men because we're basic and easy like that.
Except you have a 5-step skincare routine.
Yeah, but I'm a feminine dude, so I don't count.
Yeah, look at your pretty shirt.
Yeah, look at this. Actually having like style and not looking roided up in it. Yeah, me and my twiggy, skinny fat body. To be fair, she usually does the routine close to bedtime, but sometimes things come up and I'll ask her to go pick something up from the store or things like that. We had a conversation about this because she felt like I was asking for stuff after her routine on purpose to mess with her. So she has started asking me if I need something or if I want to be intimate before she does her routine. But sometimes I'll say no and then realize I actually do want something, so I'll ask and she gets upset with me and refuses. It's only maybe once or twice a week, which isn't often at all. She says I'm being inconsiderate, but it's not like I'm forgetting stuff. Yes, you are. You literally just admitted in the last paragraph he's forgetting stuff.
Yeah.
Or realizing that I do want to be intimate on purpose. I feel like she's being unreasonable and that routine interruptions are normal and nothing to be upset about. Am I the a-hole here? So, yeah. Let's just go straight to the edit here, because it seems that the comments have already made their judgment. Jesus, I didn't expect to wake up from my nap and be torn to shreds. Way too many comments to respond to. I get it. I need to say sorry, and I will when she gets home tonight. To answer some of the most common questions I've seen that I didn't already answer, the store is a couple miles away and there are no public transit options available that late. I can't afford to Uber and my girlfriend won't let me sync her cards to my Uber account or anything. My girlfriend offered to pay for a driver's education course, but what's the point if I don't have a car? She wouldn't let me use hers because it's really nice, and I'd be too new of a driver for her to be comfortable with that. I don't think being a new driver means being a bad driver, but okay. And I am looking for a new job. I just wanted to take a little time off to relax, so I haven't been intensely applying, but I do apply for stuff at least once a week. Okay, so I understand now why he's always asking her to get these things, because he literally is unable to without an unnecessary cost to his own income. But at the same time, I wonder how many of these errands she's doing that he can simply get done in the morning himself anyway.
Yeah, like if you knew you were going to be inconveniencing someone, wouldn't you want to do it at once and not late at night when you are aware they're trying to wind down for bed?
Yeah. I mean, like, you can...
Like, can it not wait for tomorrow?
Yeah. He can go to the shops to get his milk. He can go to the brothel in the morning to get his sex. You know, he doesn't need to keep, harassing her about it, of course. See, top comment, yeah, is obviously the AITA. You can't drive for some reason. You are almost 30. It is time for you to figure out a way to manage this that does not involve your significant other being at your beck and call. Learn to drive, get a bicycle, set aside enough money for Uber or taxi, plan your day to take advantage of whatever mass transit is available, pretty much anything to be an independent adult here that doesn't expect his partner to run all his errands at a moment's notice. The items you need are not life and death. You are just worried you won't remember them later. Even assuming you have some sort of executive functioning disorder that materially affects your memory, dude, there's an app for that. Oh, that's not a saying of today's society. Actually, there's about 100 apps for that. Everything from a notepad on your phone to a shared Google Doc with the person you have doing your shopping for you to, hey Siri, Alexa, Google, add milk to my shopping list. Heck, you could even go old school and put a paper notepad or whiteboard on the inside of your front door to write these things down when they come to mind. It is time to put some coping skills into play here. This is not a nightly routine, this is a few times a week routine. It is important to her. She even asks you if there is anything you forgot before she starts, which is way more accommodating than she needs to be. Is it poor phrasing? Or are you actually getting bent out of shape that after you say you don't want to be intimate and she starts her routine, if you change your mind she's no longer interested? Is she not allowed to not want to be intimate anymore when you are finally ready to go? Yeah, I can't really follow up on that any more than it already did. They've been finely roasted. That is a nice, well-done steak.
Yeah, and I love how she's like, do you want to have fun later? And he's like, nah. And then later he's like, you know what? I changed my mind. Now I do want to do that. It's like, well, I asked you earlier, and we know this is a thing.
Overall, yeah. Clearly, learn to just learn some time management skills, man.
Maybe he should do his own skincare routine with her so they can do that as bonding time.
I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. But guys who do skincare is so So unnecessary. Why? That's for girls, Emily. Taking care of your skin, the largest organ in your body. What a... It's for girls. Am I the a-hole for saying my wife won't make more tips with her cleavage?
This one's so funny. This guy just like dug himself a hole.
I think you would if this is what you're saying to your partner.
Yeah.
Jeez, I can already see where this is going. My wife got a bartending job a couple months ago. She complained today that she barely makes any tips. She then jokes about showing her cleavage to make more tips. Now, as her husband, this doesn't sit well with me. I told her, not with that cleavage.
Maybe he should put his own cleavage on display and make some money.
So many ways you could like express the fact, hey, I don't appreciate you, objectifying yourself in this manner, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, of all the ways. She has small breasts and as a result won't show a noticeable amount of cleavage. Okay, but also I think we can say, on behalf of all men, 90% of the time, it doesn't matter the size. What matters is how you flaunt it. Like, you can have just the tiniest of the boo-boos, but if you just walk yourself with some confidence and like absolute like, hell yeah, I'm a tasty treat, any guy is going to be like, yes, I agree. She gets upset and says she was just joking and that I didn't need to say that. I also said I was just joking like she was. Anyway, she's been upset about it and didn't say bye to me today like she normally does. It makes me feel like I could have been an a-hole over this. I don't know.
I don't know. I called my wife flat-chested and now she's sad.
I body shamed my wife as a deterrent for her to flirt with customers. How dare she feel bad?
Really covers it.
Yeah. My insecurities made me body shame my wife for something she has no control over. Yeah. So, someone's commenting, I agree here. Although, as a former barkeeper with a smaller set, I did get double the tips if I wore a padded bra, so your wife is not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it isn't always the size, though. I think it has to do with the thoughts men have. If you dress a little sexier, tips are always better. Show a bit of confidence in yourself.
Here's a wild idea. What if we just paid people appropriate wages?
What? Well, get out of here, you non-American.
Forward thinking.
Yeah, just everyone's saying Utah. There's no one who would disagree to this. It's one of those things, like, I know they say a lot to, like, guys, like, hey, guys, just show a bit of confidence in yourselves. Girls like confidence. Guys like confidence, too. I mean, I've never found the idea of a woman who's, like, constantly shy and, I guess, lacking any belief in themselves to be attractive. I've always found it a trait of, like, it's just exhausting, if anything.
This guy is literally insane.
Okay.
Like, he needs to see a psychologist or whatever the most intense one is. He needs to go and see them.
Oh, sell it, Em.
Yeah, and also that daughter, she probably needs to see someone after this. He basically refuses her to cook in the kitchen because it's his kitchen.
Am I the a-hole for how I reacted when my husband threw away our daughter's kitchen tools that I bought her? My daughter Liz, 15, loves cooking. She began discovering new meals after she became vegan. She was a very picky eater in the past. I encourage her to cook her own food, but my husband hates it, although she still sits at the table with us. But he thinks that her having different food on the table is disrespectful to the family, and she should just be eating what we eat. I thought that was ridiculous, and asked him to just let her be. He got more agitated and said that Liz wasn't allowed to use any tool in our kitchen if she decides to cook for herself, since he paid for everything the kitchen has. I fought back on his decision, but he stood firm. I decided to just go out and buy her all the tools she needed to make her meals. She buys her own groceries, so I don't have to worry about that. Last night, I was out and Liz called me crying, saying my husband threw away all the tools I got her to prevent her from cooking. I was fuming. I went home and started arguing with him, telling him those weren't his tools. He argued that Liz was cooking in his kitchen, and he already didn't authorize that. I blew up and went off on him, telling him he's ridiculous and was just looking for excuses to prevent Liz from cooking. He yelled that Liz is acting spoiled and that I repeatedly let her disrespect us and table manners by letting her cook her own food instead of being grateful and eating what's already on the table. We fought some more, then I went upstairs. He followed me, saying I'm avoiding responsibility, and that I'm encouraging Liz to become selfish and egotistical instead of appreciating what's in front of her. Oh, the irony. I refused to talk to him, and he said I should apologize for reacting by yelling at him and calling him names.
No.
Wow. Wow.
This is so weird to the other stories we've read where they're like, my daughter-in-law doesn't cook for her husband. He's like, I refuse to let you cook in this household.
It's like he's gone full feminazi about it.
Yeah.
How dare you? You shouldn't be here as a woman. You've suffered enough. All right, let's go to the edits. 1. Why I let my daughter buy her own groceries? 2 reasons. 1 is that she uses the money I give her to buy groceries, and 2 is that she knows what she needs to cook meals and has more knowledge with vegan products, so she shops by herself, and sometimes I take her with me if it's a new place. Okay, so it's not even a case of like not liking his food. She's literally just a different diet. She's vegan.
She's not forcing him to eat it at all. She's literally getting her own food, preparing her own food, and still eating it with the family. It doesn't affect him at all, other than his little ego. But even though he calls her egotistical for making her own food.
For being independent. How dare she?
Yeah, being selfish.
2, is there a cultural factor? We're from Latin America and my husband is the sole provider for the family. And 3, why can't the whole family eat vegan? Because I have younger kids and they don't eat vegetables. Nothing a bit of, just a bit of smacking and discipline can't change? Yeah, I approve physical assault on children.
Oh boy.
Let's go straight to the top comment here. Honestly, I'd make that man regret his words. If he's demanding you all eat the same food, then I'd go out and buy all vegan food. Make him adapt to his daughter's diet, and maybe, after a few meatless nights, he'll realize he prefers letting her cook her own food. She's 15. That is a valuable and essential life skill he's preventing her from developing. Why is he so jealous of her eating vegan food? I'd completely stop buying animal products and fill the fridge and cabinets with all vegan options that my daughter would eat, then start cooking that food for him. Now the whole family can eat together as one, and he can stop complaining. Malicious compliance is absolutely called for here. Natar, your husband is abusive and controlling and toxic. Yeah, absolutely. Good idea. Please see if there's any yatars.
There was one just before. You're looking for that big red oh.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where it's like, oh, you're the a-hole for allowing
Yatar,
this
but
to happen.
Natar.
Yeah. Overall, Natars, a lot of Natars. Everyone thinks that you're a good person. Good, you're so good.
Oh, this one has a man, right?
What, a man?
Yeah, okay.
A man doing a wrong thing? Oh,
right?
Wow.
And the phrase, okay? If you were my woman, then I would ... Doesn't that just get you fired up? He's not even talking about his wife. He's talking about his brother's wife. He literally says to her, if you were my woman.
Okay, all right, let's dive into this man's clear
In front
fetish
of
for
his own wife.
brother. Wow, okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law that if I have to breastfeed inside, then he has to go and be insufferable somewhere else? I'm a 25-year-old female, and my husband, who's 28, and I just had our first baby 4 months ago. We're just recently visiting family and letting more people outside our parents meet our child. My father-in-law's birthday was yesterday, and they throw him a small party. So, my husband and I decided to join and took our baby with us. It's important to add that my brother-in-law, who's 27 male, my husband's sister, 30-year-old female, his husband, doesn't like me that much because of the way I dress, express myself, and talk. I say a lot of bad words. His favorite thing to say is, if you were my woman, followed by something really stupid. My husband thinks that he might have a thing for me, but I don't care, and neither does he, to be honest. He finds it funny.
I didn't realize we're in like primary school playground when you hurt people that you like. When you bully the ones you love.
They have 2 kids though, a 7-year-old male and a 4-year-old male. The 4-year-old male is a sweet boy, really polite and well-behaved, while 7-year-old male has been acting out and misbehaving. I have nothing against him, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law aren't really the type of parents who let their kids run around, breaking things and doing whatever they want. I'll give them that much. Yesterday, at a party, my baby got hungry while we were all eating cake. I had already asked my mother and father-in-law if it was okay for me to nurse her wherever I want, because she might get hungry while we're all chatting or hanging out, or if they would prefer I do it inside. I didn't mind because it was father-in-law's birthday after all. They both said that I could do it wherever I want when my sister-in-law got pregnant, because they never asked her to do it somewhere else and it was just fair, so I thanked them. I was wearing a sundress, so when she cried, I just popped a boob and nursed her right there. My nephew, 7-year-old male, told my brother-in-law, "Daddy, booby, booby! Aunt has her booby out!" And 4-year-old male just said, "Booby!" With the sweetest voice. Nailed it. My brother-in-law cleared his throat and asked me to go inside because his kids were seeing me. Oh no, they saw a boob! Huh!
Did the 7-year-old not see his mum nurse his brother?
I guess not. I mean, yeah, no. Clearly, there's no way. He wants to keep his children as innocent as possible, which is why he's only been showing them, like, they just think they're just seeing, like, the bird boobies, those birds behind the OP right now. Yeah, they're not actually seeing boobs, they're seeing the birds. That's why he's shouting out booby, booby.
I'm not following.
So the OP has a pet bird, which is a boob. Yeah, and she's pulled it out. And the little boy's like, "Oh, look, a bird!" And yeah, but the dad here has just mistaken it for OP's actual tits because that's all he keeps thinking about. So that's why he's clearly just mistaken the whole situation. The OP wasn't showing out, wasn't just showing her chesticles. She was feeding a bird to her baby. Okay. All right. Yeah. My brother-in-law cleared his throat and asked me to go inside because his kids were seeing me. I said no because father-in-law and mother-in-law already said it was okay and that her kids had to deal with it. My sister-in-law asked him to stop and truth is, they didn't care for that long and both kids went back to their cake quickly. He was seated near me and he just got a little more close and whispered, "I swear it, if you were my woman, you would have breastfed inside."
To be married to that man. What a life.
I just smiled and said out loud, "If I have to breastfeed inside, then you have to go and be insufferable somewhere else, sweetie." He got hella mad, of course, but said nothing else, and when we were leaving, my sister-in-law said it was wrong, and my mother-in-law kind of agreed. Since mother-in-law was the host, I'm feeling a bit bad. So, am I the a-hole?
No.
She's
Why are
only
you letting
upset with
another
you.
man talk to you like that? Why did your husband
She's only
say
upset
anything?
because she has to deal with him later on being a sook about this.
Oh, I want to know what the husband's doing, listening to the brother-in-law be like, "If you were my woman." She's not your woman. She's never going to be your woman.
Well, I think that's they mentioned that the husband actually thinks that he's he wants her. He wants that bird. He wants his own birds to eat.
That's not a good analogy.
It's a great analogy. Oh, that's the hill I'll die on. Boobs and birds, mixing them up. Yeah, committing to that gag. Speaking of gags, not the a-hole. Even reading "If You Were My Woman" makes me frickin' gag.
On this duke. Sorry.
Did you just try to objectify me as nothing more than just a housewife? Well, let me just... Yeah, that's what you meant? Yeah, okay, cool. Glad we clarified that. Don't give me... Emily just being like...
I have regrets.
Well, friends, that ends today's stories. As always, thank you for watching. If you're this far in, you enjoyed yourself, so leave a like, do all the supporting stuff. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Mine has been Jack. Make sure you drink your warties and be good. Say bye, Emily.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and see you next time.